Corporation hereby certifies for the record that an executive session was held prior to the meeting pursuant to IC 5-4-1.5.6.1B. We certified that the items discussed were related to information concerning issues that were posted on our executive session notice. May we have roll call, please?
President Hewlett,
Yeah, present.
Member Robinson.
Here.
Member Ruby.
He's excused.
Thank you. Member Tolbert,
Excused.
Member McKenzie,
Present.
Member Scott Henry,
Present.
Secretary Dodd.
Present.
We have 5 present.
We have a quorum. I'll entertain. Let's rise. We did it last week. Yeah, we did it last week, and I didn't get it. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God.
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I accept the motion for approval of the minutes for October 9th?
So moved.
It's been proved, it's been moved and properly second that we accept the minutes for October 9th, 2025. Are there any discussion? There being no discussion, roll call, please.
President Hewlett,
Yes.
Member Robinson,
Yes.
Member McKenzie,
Yes.
Member Scott Henry,
Abstain. I wasn't here.
and Member Secretary Dodd.
Yes.
We have 4 yeses.
Yes. Motion approved. Item number 3, approval of GPTC general check register schedules dated October 1 through October 31st.
I move that the GPTC general check register is dated October 1st through 31st, 25 be approved.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that we accept the check register schedules from October 1st to October 31st. Is there any discussion of those registers? There being none, roll call.
President Hewlett,
Yes.
Member Robinson,
Yes.
Member McKenzie,
Yes.
Member Scott Henry,
I abstain.
Secretary Dodd.
Yes.
We have 4 yeses.
Motion is approved. Item number 4, approval of GPTC Metro Center check register schedule dated October 1st to October 31st.
I move to accept as stated.
It's been moved and properly second that we accept the check register for the Metro Center, October 1st. October. Are there any questions? There being none, roll call.
Member Hewlett,
Yes.
Member Robinson,
Yes.
Member McKenzie,
Yes.
Member Scott Henry,
Yes.
Secretary Dodd.
Yes.
We have 5 yeses.
It's approved. Okay, is item number 5. I will turn the meeting over to our attorney, Judge Deidre Monroe, to handle this section.
Thank you. As we know, every year the board has to elect new officers for the 2026 year. And at this time, I would open the floor to any nominations as it relates to president for the board for the year 2026.
I move to accept Stephanie Hewlett as president of the board.
Ms. Hewlett, do you accept that nomination?
Yes.
Are there any further nominations as it relates to president for the board? With hearing none, I will show that nomination closed and ask for any votes. Well, actually, because there is no other anyone nominated. Congratulations, Ms. Hill. You will be the president for the upcoming year.
Thank you, ma'am.
At this time, I will open the floor for nomination as relates to secretary for the board for the upcoming year.
I would like to nominate Mr. Antoine Goff.
Mr. Goffin, do you accept that nomination? Are there any other nominations as it relates to secretary for the board for the upcoming year? Upon hearing none, we will show that nomination closed. And because there is only one person who has been nominated, we will show that Mr. Goffin will serve as secretary for next year. Congratulations, Mr. Goffin. Congratulations, Stephanie. Thank you.
Okay. We will now continue with item number 6, approval of board meeting schedule. Before you, we have the 2026 board meeting schedule. The meeting will be on the first, it's scheduled generally for the first Thursday. The meeting time is 5:30 p.m. and it will be at the Metro Center Board Room, January 8th, 2026, February 5th, 2026, March 5th, 2026, April 2nd, 2026, May 7th, 2026, June 4th, 2026, July 9th, 2026, August 6th, 2026, September 3rd, 2026, October 1st, 2026, and November 5th, 2026. Accept the motion.
I move that the meeting schedule for 2026 be approved as stated.
Second.
It's been moved in properly second that we accept the approval of the board meeting schedule for 2026. Is there any discussion? There being none, roll call, please.
President Hewitt,
Yes.
Member Robinson,
Yes.
Member McKenzie,
Yes.
Member Scott Henry,
Yes.
Member Goffin.
Yes.
We have 5 yeses.
Motion is approved. Mr. Dennis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would like to put in a recommendation that the board approve the holidays, administrative holiday schedule and the union holiday schedule.
we take the first one. Administrative holidays. We got it. We got it.
Those were distributed last week. They should be-
I'm sorry,
They were distributed last week. They should be in the leaf of their binder.
leave me your binder.
And they're very right. It should be, that's the calendar for the board meeting. There you
It's in the binder.
It's in the binder. The binder. Any mo, is there a motion to accept it?
I motion to accept. Second.
It's been moved to accept the administrative holiday schedule for 2026. Is there any discussion, any questions to this motion or the schedule? There being none, roll call.
President Hewitt,
Yes.
Member Robinson,
Yes.
Member Ruby, excuse me, Member McKenzie,
Yes.
Member Scott Henry,
Yes.
Member Goffin.
Yes.
5 yeses.
Motion is approved. Number 8, approval of the union holiday schedule.
I think, I recommend to the board that that you approve the union holiday schedule for 2026.
It's in the front of your binder.
I see 2025.
In the In the pocket, in the pocket.
Should be in there.
I have memorandum. I don't have.
Is anyone else missing the schedule?
Just let me know it's not. in.
You can get your letter.
Can you explain any differences between the administrative and the union?
The administrative schedule is based off the city's holidays. The union schedule is based off just the union holidays. The administrative holidays, we go by we close on the same days that the city's closed, but most of those, some of our bus routes are still running. So the union holidays is slightly different and a little less than what we get for administrative.
The unions are negotiated with the
Right.
organization, so that's how we get those. You have a motion to accept it?
I move that we approve the union holiday schedule as presented.
It's been moved and properly second that we accept the union holiday schedule as presented. Is there any questions? Any discussion? There being none, roll call.
President Hewlett,
Yes.
Member Robinson.
Yes.
Member McKenzie.
Yes.
Member Scott Henry.
Yes.
Secretary Goffin.
Yes.
Motion is approved. Item number 9, general manager and department head reports. We will turn the meeting over to our interim general manager, Mrs. Denise Phillips.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hewlett, and good evening, board. It's been a very busy month for us, but it's been a busy and fast year. Some of the things we talked about earlier were the focus, always our local match money. Those are things that we are concentrating on, but also the infrastructure. Looking at the infrastructure of both 35th as well as Metro. We have continued to make sure that compliances are met, that we've worked with a number of cities now to say we're looking for a format to make sure the cost of being business is a formatted adoption that we can talk to any city about, base it on our audit because it tells us exactly the mileage, tells us exactly what we've done and spent in serving that particular area. So for us, that was a lot of the conversation, a lot of meetings. Obviously, a lot of budget meetings this month, so we did a lot of the night owl work of making sure we were there for any questions that might have come from a consul or whomever was at the meeting that wanted to ask some questions about GPTC. We are continuing to push the issue of regional transportation. And so as we are looking at that, we have gotten, and you'll hear more through grants development. And when I say that, not outside grants, our federal grants that we're working with better to ensure that we're dealing with our fleet and capital. Those are the two main things that we have. So we need to make sure we have operations because that's where our HR pieces are. But we're very involved with working with the FTA and ensuring that our dollars are where they need to be. We've gotten several grants that have been amended, consolidated, and we are now starting some of the projects that you've been hearing about from the bathrooms at 35th being redone. And that was a big deal because that was something that had not happened in a long time. Metro has been power washed. So that was something that hadn't been done in over 30 years. And so we actually had the building totally power washed. They did it in one day, but it took 3 washes. But it has made a difference, and a number of people stopped to say thank you. Oh, congratulations. We thought the building was coming down, but it looks like you guys are really investing in it. We had some conversation with Greyhound So they are going to be bringing us some new chairs and seating for the Metro. So thank you to everyone who helped in making sure that happens. That's the announcement. It's supposed to happen. We're trying to get it here before the holiday. You'll hear some discussion on what the neighborhoods that we are moving in want to do to promote their neighborhood. And it comes from everything from art to historical. We're looking at what that community wants to show. And that's really quite interesting because now it's not so much of us convincing anybody to be a part of regional, but how can they see economic development and growth in working with accessibility? Particularly with the food issues that are going on for a number of people who do not have access. We are very sensitive to that and working with people through either our bus routes, but even our road supervisors, if we know that something is going on and we need to get some foods to a certain place. We have had no problems with Narcan. Some people are asking me about that. That has absolutely been not a problem, except the fact that we do want the health department to keep it full, as opposed to just an empty vending machine. Okay, so we want them to continue to deal with it because this is one of the most accessible places where people can come in, not be questioned, and we're fully secure. We've got 24/7 security. So that makes a big difference in the activity. To not linger on too many things, there are some things that the departments that I'm going to let their department heads talk to. Because indeed, looking at infrastructure, looking at the fleet, looking at the kinds of activities that are promoting moving forward, it's really moving well. We have actually double-digit ridership increases. So I was looking at even in our transportation report for September and October, the number of routes that had 100% on time. That's a big deal. That's a big deal because if you're trying to sell this as reliable transportation, you got to be on time. The frequency, and if you're there on time, and of course the customer service. So those are the things that we have been saying to our staff. Please, 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 please be aware how important that is as we're going out, not just in one city or one town, but that should be the reputation. And people will want to depend on us to get to some of these new call centers, data centers, Amazon. That's where a lot of the people are going, grocery stores, retail. So again, we want to make sure that they see us as reliable. With that, let me start with finance.
Good afternoon, Madam President, members of the board.
Good afternoon, sir.
You've all received your financial report in your packages, so I'll start by asking if you have any questions related to what was reported for the month of September.
Again, I'll just say that it would be helpful if we could see what the balances are and then, whether it's audited or unaudited financial statements and see what's going on.
Well, the financial statements that are presented here are unaudited. These are the operating results for the financial fiscal period that we're currently operating in. Our financials are audited once a year subsequent to the close of the fiscal period, which will end on December 31st of this year.
So we do not receive quarterly financial reports.
You will receive shortly the audited financial reports for 2024.
We don't do unaudited financial reports.
This is unaudited.
She's talking about the balance sheet.
Oh, you want, okay. Oh, okay.
And
It'd be helpful for those to be included in the board.
We can modify and present we want to see, actual balance sheet and revenue and expense, okay?
Cash flow and all.
I understand what
We
you're
have
saying.
another-
And, but they won't be audited per se, they
That's
will,
fine.
yeah.
Yes,
so-
Most of them are not.
Okay, are there any questions? Other than Ms. Scott Henry's remarks? Okay, well, at the end of, September, we had a positive increase in our revenue over expenditure of $861,197. This, reduced our deficit to, 33% in the month of September. Year to date, that deficit is down to 22%. Okay, so, we are at the point where we will be collecting our, last distribution of property taxes, which will bring us into our final position. And, we'll be able to report the actual results, at that point in time. That's my report on what happened in September. You've already signed the disbursement schedule for general fund and passed the disbursement for general fund and Metro Center. So I'll turn this over to the next area, procurement update. Ms. Scott.
Wait, Mr. Washington,
I'm sorry.
one question. Due to the shutdown of the government, are we still able to access our funds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still doing drawdowns. They never closed down
Okay.
our access to Echo Tram. Tram was closed, but, that's not where we do the drawdown. We do the drawdown in Metro. And so we are able to access our money.
Thank you. Okay. Oh.
Okay. The next item on the agenda, Title I update. Mr. Wright will present his, report on Title I update.
Title VI.
Title VI, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Title VI.
Good evening to the board. You were sent, the current version of our Title VI plan. This is a plan that's required by the Federal Transit Administration, basically to affirm that we're not discriminating against vulnerable populations, and studying our environment, studying our area to identify those populations. We put this out basically and get it approved by the board every 4 years. It's something that's necessary for the movement of grants. Not coincidentally, day before yesterday, the TRAMS grant management system actually opened up for the federal government. So we will be able to actually push the grants that we have in the queue forward. We've got a meeting with the FTA in a couple of weeks to talk about that. That's not going to happen if this plan isn't current. So no pressure. But I've identified the changes to the to the plan from 2022 to 2025, which is essentially updating our service maps, updating our public participation background, and identifying the opportunities for public comments we've had in the past 4 years. And we've had a lot, especially as we've gotten out of COVID. So with that, I will entertain any questions, but I humbly request that the board of directors approve the 2025 version of the plan.
I'll accept the motion to approve the civil rights program update.
So, second.
It's been moved and properly second that we accept the civil rights Title VI program update. Any questions? Any discussions? There being none, roll call, please.
President Hewlett,
Yes.
Member Robinson,
Yes.
Member Member McKenzie.
Yes.
Member Scott Henry,
Yes.
Secretary Goffin.
Yes.
Motion approved. It's approved.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay. We'll present the vehicle insurance, but at this time, Ms. Scott, present this to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am asking the board to approve the annual fleet insurance for the year 25, 26. On June of this year, we sent out, let me just back up. The insurance is procured via a broker, which is Assured Partners out of Indianapolis. And it's in accordance to the number of vehicles that we have available. So after travelers submitted their fleet insurance, they gave us a quote of $602,392. And that's to insure 38 vehicles. They gave us a breakdown. The fleet insurance includes the liability and physical damages for all our fleet. We have a fleet total value of, in $6,373,704. Last year, in 2025, the fleet insurance was $502,418. And again, this year, $602,392, which is a 19.9% increase. And that is due to our loss report. So I'm asking the board to approve fleet insurance for travelers insurance out of New York for the amount of $602,392.
Madam Chair, let me make a slight correction to that. What we're asking to be approved is travelers as the insurance, for travelers to be the insurance coverage for our vehicle insurance. The actual bill has come in at a price lower than the $602,000 at this point in time. The price in round numbers is $513,000. Now that quote, and that's based upon the actual bill that we received. And it's due by the 19th of this month. So we want to modify that. That was the quote, but the bill has subsequently come in at a lower price. So we would like to request that a modification be made to reflect the actual bill, the actual invoice, okay? That would be my request to the board, to modify the actual cost. To explain further in terms of advance that you talked about, the advance payment, we have to make an advance payment toward that premium of $154,968. Subsequent to that advance payment, we make monthly installments towards the increase. We make monthly installments of $29,000 to pay the balance of the insurance, but we have to pay an upfront amount to actually put the policy in for it. So that's what the advance payment is all about, is to get it, because we can't pay the whole insurance cost up front. They allow us to pay in advance in upfront and then follow with monthly installments with the balance of the premium. Now, as we go forward, if we're adding or taking vehicles out of the insurance population, the premium is going to increase or decrease based upon the adjustments throughout the period. So once we get notice from operations that they're removing buses from the route, then that's going to cause a reduction in the follow-up monthly payment. as we buy new vehicles and add them, that's gonna cause an increase. So I would, ask the board to entertain, to make an adjustment of the price quote for approving the insurance for the 2025-2026 coverage period.
We're seeing an $11,000 increase versus $100,000.
Yes. The way the quote is done is based upon prior year information, taking into consideration our experience, but, they gave us, the $100,000, the 19.9%, 20% increase is based on CPI and some other index. That's what they do to give us, to respond to our request for a quote for the upcoming year's insurance. After they go back and make some of the analysis and adjustment, then they come down and they submit the actual invoice price. But that too is gonna change from the initial price as we add or subtract vehicles from our coverage.
Okay.
Madam President, I'd like to, possibly in the next executive session, entertain that if we are coming up on those expiration dates yearly, that we possibly get a updated vehicle list around July, sometime mid-year, what our proposed insurance costs are, and then follow up so that we can have this information to you in time prior to the expiration, so that we can make sure everybody has a chance to review it, and if there are questions, you don't have to have a special meeting or executive session.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
And to your point, Secretary Hoffman, one of the things that we did, which is what President Hewlett talked about, was setting up a fleet roster. Because the fleet roster, on a yearly basis, all leadership should have. And that was one of the things that we were kind of realizing upon requesting putting this together, everyone didn't have. And if any one person is out, nothing should not be able to get done. It should be in a portal where we can all have access to it and pull it up. Because once we did this, it was just tedious. It wasn't difficult. It was just tedious because it hadn't been up to date. And so now we can go back to 2008, 2006, the trolley. We know where those things are. And I appreciate all the back and forth of conversations with this, but a lot of things we would be moving when buses are no longer, in our fleet. When buses aren't out there. All of that was because of going through the so absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, noted, July vendor bus list.
Okay.
Mr. Interim F Finance and Ms. Scott. So put that on your tickler.
Okay.
Because it'll be on my calendar and I'll be like, what in the world? So does anybody have any questions for Mr. Washington or Ms. Scott about the insurance? Then if we good, can we get a motion?
I'm on.
Okay. It's been moved and properly seconded that we accept the recommendation for Travelers Insurance New York for our calendar year insurance, yearly insurance.
25-26.
Is that, okay, 25-26. Are there any questions from the board? There being none, roll call.
President Hewlett,
Yes.
Member Robinson,
Yes.
Secretary Goffin,
Yes.
Member McKenzie.
Yes.
We have 4 yeses.
Motion is approved.
One more issue.
Yes, ma'am.
We're requesting that the board approve the acquisition threshold for the procurement policy according to, There was changes in the FTA policy regulations, CFR 2.10, for the micro purchases, simplified acquisition purchases, invitation for bids. So the finance department is requesting the board of directors to amend the procurement policies 5.1 and 5.4 as follows. The micro purchase to increase from 3,000 to 10,000. The simplified acquisition requirement to increase from 150 to 350,000. And the invitation for bid from 50,000 to 150,000.
Mhm.
Are there any questions?
And then the last statement.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, okay, the board, finance, is recommend, we make a motion to accept the finance department.
that's our part.
That's it.
Okay.
I was talking about money.
We have a script and you just
No,
told
we
it.
do that.
Oh,
That
I
needs to
see.
change.
Got
Are there any questions concerning any of these changes? There being none, I'll accept the motion that's on the script that Mr. Washington read.
I move to accept the finance department recommendation to increase the acquisition threshold as presented.
I accept.
It's been moved and properly second that we accept the finance department recommendation to increase the acquisition thresholds as presented. Are there any discussions? There being none, roll call, please.
President Hewlett,
Yes.
Member Robinson,
Yes.
Secretary Goffin,
Yes.
Member McKenzie.
Yes.
We have 4 yeses.
That's approved. We still have, just as information, we still have matters concerning the procurement manual that will have to be taken care of, but we're moving on with the acquisitions right now.
Thank you.
We can get some work done. Okay. Who's next?
Human resources.
IT?
Good evening, Board Chair and Board members.
Good evening.
Okay, as always, HR department is always working hard on recruitment and retention. So, I'm gonna get ahead of myself because it's number 3 on here, but if you look, you see the bus operator, that's vacant is 0. Because we have successfully onboarded 4 new bus operators.
All right.
We've also had interviews for the open position for procurement clerk. So, Ms. Scott here, I'm waiting on her decision on who she wants to select for that position, and then we'll be filling that position. Okay, we are also in the process of preparing for our 4th quarter and last employee recognition, birthday and anniversary celebration. We trying to build employee morale, so I started upon Ms. Builder's recommendation to do something for the employees' birthdays and anniversaries, because we do it over here for ourselves, so she wanted to do it across the board. So we've been doing it every quarter, and it's been well received. So this is the last month. It'll be on the 24th, Monday. If you're here, come out. It's at 1 o'clock.
It's at 1 o'clock?
Yes, 1 o'clock. We have good food, and good fun, and good talk. Okay, and I've also collaborated with Leslie with Hayward Employment to organize the open enrollment luncheon. We're looking at 4 dates currently. She and I will meet tomorrow to narrow it down with the vendors to see what works for everybody. We're looking at December the 10th, 11th, or the 17th and 18th. It's either Wednesday and Thursday that we try to do these open enrollments on. So I will notify Ms. Scott, who will then let the board knows once we finalize those dates, so you can come out. It's also a Christmas celebration, sponsored by Ms. Dillard, our interim GM. I have a raffle, because So vendors sometimes give me gifts, but I don't accept gifts, so I take those and save them for this Christmas event, and I raffle them off to the employees. So, also, I'm working, making sure that all the compliance requirements for 2025 have been met. So I'm going through everything, and I will be meeting with the attorney tomorrow late afternoon. We have scheduled at 3:30 to go over all legal, pending legal, what's finished, so everything, and we'll get the notice out to the board as well. So you all know what we have pending and what's finalized and where we sit on everything legal as far as the organization is concerned. And I've also, as Ms. Dillon said earlier, we've also collaborated with Mr. Pruitt, who did the power wash. I was actually out here, making sure they were doing what they need to do. I stood out here. I actually had to direct traffic in this case. Because we had the Greyhound buses, because they were trying to come the wrong way. So I was like, let me step out of the street. One I was flying, he's like, I didn't know, I was just a crazy person in the middle of the street. Because I was trying to get him to go the other way and not the wrong way around. It was fun. They got it done. It looks great. I mean, I had people come up like, wow, I haven't seen a good look like this in 40 years. Like, so just hearing the customers, the ridership, talking about it, it made me feel good. If there's any questions, then my report.
Did you have that road manager position filled?
That road supervisor position. That's one we still haven't filled. We had two open, but we filled one because we've been holding up on the third one for now because of the budget. So we will be looking 2026 and filling that position. So because we're still trying to get people their raises that we haven't gotten them yet. We're trying to do that for the end of the year.
Got it.
Okay.
Mr. Dennis, how are we doing with I know we're on target for our drug and alcohol.
Are we are.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I feel we got somebody going tomorrow, so we
Okay.
all the way to the end. I schedule it now. They do the random selection, and I do the randomizing other days.
Okay.
So nobody can say they're being appointed in. I do it at the beginning of the quarter. They already randomized. I have a list, and I just send it to them when it's time for them to go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dennis, and I'm gonna throw something else.
We want to talk CDs. I don't know. So I was going to talk about CDs.
Very good. I was getting ready to say it's something I wanted to add. I didn't know, I wasn't gonna put you on the spot. But the staff went through a lot. Mr. Right, can you show one of those other signs you and I were talking about?
Oh, the second one,
Please.
yeah, sure.
One of the things that's been a big deal is getting signage up. The board has asked us about that repeatedly because we ordered it, had it in stock. We didn't have the people to go on and get it up. So the staff took it upon themselves to say, let's start getting some of this up. So they went out and we started with Guyana College. And one of the reasons was because they have been waiting to give us their money. And we needed to show them these are some things that are going on. You are looking at the signage. That's what it's going to look like as we go throughout all the regional areas where we can put signs. We want to make sure that it's the visibility, the quality of the sign, not a piece of cardboard. You know, these are metal signs, you know, and they're secure. And then we saw something, I saw something today. You've heard about the 219 bike program. Yes, very, very good. Let's take a look at this sign. This is another one that's going up with our bikes.
At the same time that we had those bus stop signs printed, we knew that we were gonna have more Soccer 219 stations than we currently have. We figured we would put together some smaller signs for those expansion locations. The Ileana Apartments in White, that's one, because there are a lot of Cal College students who live there, and we're going to be putting a station there, 2 stations on the South Shore. So this is we can pass this around actually. This is the smaller Cycle 219 state signs that will be put up once those stations go online. That's in addition to the ones here, the two in Miller, and the one at Cal College and at IU Northwest. As you can see, that's high quality. We wanted to make sure that this is going to be a durable bill. And that's the same material that the bus stop signs are as well.
I want my public to see.
I think that they've done a really good job, staff, in, you know, taking the time to get this together, but then also operation, HR, IT, in the streets, and making sure that that stuff got it. So we've developed, this has totally been a yeoman's task of DPTC staff. And this is one of the things about HR here. Even when we presented our budget, we were asked by the president of the city council, how are you still saving money as you're expanding? And that's because we consolidate, but we're looking, and this isn't about HR hiring people. We're doing talent acquisition. That's what we're looking at. How many things can you do well that feed into what we need to have in this space and place? And it's not just butts and seats. It is, what do you do? And so oftentimes your traditional piece has varied because we have found that we need more administrative responsibility than just the task of doing one or two things. So we've been really successful with it. That's how we've been able to keep the money down while we've continued to grow what we're doing. And I give the staff a lot of credit on that because people have to understand that you're collapsing things. You're collapsing. And in that collapse, it's not a straightforward, you do A, B, C, and D. That little tiny area that says responsibilities as required, that's big on ours. You know, we start off with that. There's a lot that keeps a transportation center running. And any business, but you can't just decide one skill, that's all you're looking for. And if you can't do it, nobody else can. And that's not what we're looking for. So thank you, Mr. Dennis, but everybody for working with us on this too, because he's embraced that. So when we're looking at people, you can know, and you can know finance.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
I'm gonna talk about the transportation department and a little of maintenance stuff. We had an emergency with two emergencies that I believe. We start off with transportation. Our transportation department, this, within the last month, we got 5 new vans in on the street now. That's because I was a little short on vehicles, so now we got 5. We can maintain all the routes that we have now. Miss trip, all that stuff like this should go down. But got a couple of those vehicles out there. Like, I got 4 new operators that's in class. They started on Monday. And they're going to help out. We're going during the holidays. I got 2 that's retiring at the end of this year.
Wow.
So that's going to help out. Our ADA is picked up this pick up. The IAA has really been decided to pick up real well. Like I had 13 certifications last year, last month by itself, along with what we have, and then this month I had like 6. One is November. And also our R3, a lot of people just talk about the R3 just for people going to the casinos and stuff like that. That's our Lakes Ridge bus that goes to the casino. But over at the Goodwill, we carry a lot of folks that go to the Goodwill because you got the classes where they go and where they find jobs and stuff. That's Cause we had the same thing going on over in, where, Pittsfield over there, and now they all over here, this the one that we got over here in Gary over here. And Ridge and right there at Ridge and with the Copac.
Yeah.
No, Ridge, Calhoun.
Go down here.
So it's real good. What we got going. He cut all this stuff off.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. It'll be off.
Okay, well, but I want y'all to really know that because you really have, I mean, if all day long, they steadily come and go into that facility all day long.
To the Goodwill.
Yes, because you got it there. Oh, yes, I mean, it shocked me. You just have to be. But I mean, you know, when I talked to the lady from over in Hammond, moving over there, and she was just, we gave all the information to where the ones catch the bus to go. Started, and I just started to say, well, I ain't seen this minute, and then started escalating real. You try to look at the number and at all three to where they're going over there to the exit something. Our major department, our PMs are up to date. What other things is up to date? The major department, that's what I said, most of the things that with maintenance is just making sure that them PMs are there on time and everything. And the vehicles, with our new watch track and all that's working real well, you can drive. I mean, we have no complaints on the vehicles being looking dirty. If y'all still driving the vehicles are real clean. That's from the new watch track. That's basically I got for transportation and maintenance right now because they usually getting a little bit more depth to maintenance than I would. Anything from them?
Any questions from the board?
That trolley that we have, is that being secured, covered, whatever?
The trolleys in the garage is always available. It still runs and everything. We just got it, you know, when we use it, we just.
How often do we use it? How often do we use it?
On certain requests.
Special occasions?
And we try to be real careful with the, we've given trolley gender. So she is aging lady, and we want to make sure that she does not get out of sorts or leave us stranded on something. So we're careful. People call all the time to ask can the trolley be used for this or that. But what we do, we try to keep her for, you know, parades or something nice. And then sometimes emergency situation in good weather, you know, but just like now, people are asking, can the trolley do some pickups from such and such a place to such and such a place during the winter? And basically we said we'd rather not.
Yeah, that's.
We'd rather not, you know, because she needs to kind of put it in storage until the weather gets better. Would you agree? Okay. But what we do have that we can use is our ADA van. Because when you're talking about destination to destination, if we say that's the destination we're going to pick up from, and a group of people say, can we be there? And we're all going to the same place. Yes, we can do that.
Does the general public know that we have a trolley? Because I didn't know we.
Parades and there's always parades and everything.
Right, it's always in the parade.
Usually once a year, we will also park it from the steel yard, and it actually gets put on a big draw of people who are waiting for the gates to open.
Have you seen it?
I saw it up on our tour.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, it is a lot of history in that trolley because it was custom made for Gary.
That's Sharon Level's
I mean,
problem.
that is definitely our archive and historian's role, you know, but that was amazing to hear that is a 40-year piece thing, you know, and you won't see it anything like that approximation. It was set up just for this.
I was around when it first hit the street.
That had to be amazing.
Yeah.
That had to be
It was
amazing.
on David Wells too.
Awesome.
Actually, two of them facility was not built. Construction.
Okay. Was there anything else? I missed anything?
Real quick, I did want to quickly pass out to the board. This is the outreach plan for Nexus strategy and communication. The people who are going to be assisting us with the bike share program are not just going to be cycling bikes and locking them up and repairing them. They're also going to be helping promote the system. So I wanted to have some things go live before the board meeting began. So the Cycle 219 program has its own Facebook page, its own Instagram page, and its own TikTok page. So yeah, so this is I call it an outreach mission of the organization. And one of the reasons why things picked up for Cycle 219 after signing that contract is because we run buses. We build buses, and we fix buses. We need someone to assist us with that bike share program. So since that contract has began, we had an event with the Save the Dunes Council 2 weeks ago that was well attended, and 7 bikes have been deployed in Cal College that are actually available for rental right now. So we really picked up a pace with that, and that's the plan on how the program is going to be marketed on social media. They wanted to have that in your hands and have the Instagram page live already. So if you're on Instagram, go to Cycle 219 live and follow it.
Mr. Wright, can you give us a little snippet about Fall Summit that will be Monday at Jay's Breakfast Club on 25th and Broadway?
Bring gifts because that's going to be my birthday. That's my birthday.
Well, happy birthday.
No, that is the summit is designed. We do a fall summit usually every other year. It's turns out every other year, and this year this is a few weeks in advance of some minor service changes on the federal level that will actually be kind of grand in our case. We'll be increasing frequency on the BMX by reducing stops and increasing the load on there, and adding a couple of different locations to our system. But this is going to be reintroducing those subjects to the public, as well as talking about things like going with JFair and their open payment system, and other events like I think we should be finalizing our plans for the Holiday Lights Tour in December. So things like that, basically to bring the public up to speed on what we're planning and kind of energize them for what we've got planned for the next few months and the next year. So if you're able to make it, please come out. I think it really helps to have the public see the face of board members as they are talking to outside of GPTC. As they're talking about what we do for the community.
Good meeting with this. I again.
Okay, well, IT is basically the same report as last year. Last month. We've been closing up the JFair installation. We've been fine-tuning that, so it's a day-to-day thing. We're looking to go live at the first of the year. So some of the problems that we had a week ago, we don't have now. We had to replace brackets and things and all the fare boxes, so we don't have any more money jams that we started off with. We just went live this week for information being updated to the cloud. So we're fine-tuning that. Hopefully by the end of tomorrow, we'll have all the information that's in there that's accurate. And Mr. Wright asked us to go back to the beginning of October so we can have that historical data. So we'll be able to, check that from any device. We'll be able to see it from a mobile device, any computer. Once we do go live, as I've mentioned before in the past, we will be able to take any type of payment, whether it be Apple Pay, Android Pay, card to tap, and we also will have the introduction of the new website also. Mr. Barnes and myself went for training for the fare boxes, so we had the opportunity to, learn the fare box from the ground up. So basically, it showed us how to rip it apart, put it back together. That was a week ago, and that's been the bulk of September, of what was done in September. We have been talking to some other contractors for support and looking to fine tune the network. If there's any questions.
Again?
The app.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, and we will be going live with the app. So GPTC will have our own mobile app. So all of our clients will be able to purchase their tickets directly from us.
Oh, okay.
And if
We're on
there-
board, huh? We're on board, huh?
Yes, ma'am. If there be no more questions,
All
I'll turn it over back to Mr. Dillon.
right, thank you very much. So you can hear that there's a lot going on. And the best thing that's happening is it's all integrated. There's no one working, we can't get this done in a silo. So it has to be integrated. And I think we're getting there every day, a little better. But you're seeing that there's a lot of activity. So if there are any questions from the board, I will turn it back over. Thank you very much.
There being no questions, I'll accept the motion to accept the reports as
So moved. Second.
it's been moved and properly second that we accept all board reports as presented, departmental board reports. Any discussion? There being none, roll call, please, ma'am.
President Hewitt,
Yes.
Member Robinson,
Yes.
Member McKenzie,
Yes.
Secretary Goffin.
Yes.
We have 4 yes.
Reports are accepted as presented. Old business, I think, I'm running down old business, all that's been handled during their presentations. We have to, the only one left would be the restoration and maintenance of the Metro Center. We need to take that. We got something.
We have something, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's the recommendation, that it's for 2,500. For the repairs of the sidewalk.
Sidewalk.
That's it?
Yeah.
Do we have, was there something else?
We haven't finished with it.
Okay. All right. Sidewalks, we talked about that, I think, last meeting is $2,500. Is accept the motion to approve that, so Mr. Pruitt can move on.
So moved.
It's been, oh, I need a second.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that we accept the bid of $2,500 to repair the sidewalks at Fourth Avenue. Are there any questions? There being none, roll call.
President Hewitt,
Yes.
Member Robinson,
Yes.
Member McKenzie,
Yes.
Member Goffin. We have 4 yeses.
Please repair the sidewalks. Okay, public comments. Yes, sir.
Say good evening to the board and
Good evening, sir.
management. I'm Kevin. I wanted to mention to you and the board, I know some of you board members didn't know Danny Riley and David Wright. He was here in the 90s, and I told Nat on WLTH, I was one of the main riders that talked to him and Tracy Johnson when she was here for David Wright about getting public transportation going to other areas. And I talked to Mr. Denny, it was about 96. He said, Kenny, I'm working on that South Broadway route. And I remember telling him, I said, Mr. Denny, if you ever get that South Broadway going, Air Transit gonna make a lot of money off this route. And this route gonna help a lot of riders get the jobs and dental offices, because I go to the dentist on 78 and Broadway. And I told one of the women drivers I've been doing here a long time, I said, city employees, city bus drivers and public safety employees
are some of the most underappreciated people, because they the main people to help keep cities running all across the country. And in closing, one of the former managers at my store, Jim Cronin, came back from hiding, and he hears me talking about Gary. He remembers when Milton was made, Prince was made, and Karen Freeman. I told them the same thing I told my uncle Martell. I said, the arrow for Gary is heading up. Milton got FedEx coming in here. I told him on the radio, I said, the first thing you got to do with Gary, you got to get some money in the city and tear down and improve the infrastructure. Me, the business management degree, I've learned a lot trying to use it. You got to make the city more attractive looking for businesses that want to come in, because businesses look at education and crime, and Milton is working on the lighting. So I tell people 10, 12 years from now, I think Gary gonna be a different city. Hey, Mr. Hewlett, I got one more thing in closing. I know you came here from St. Louis. I'm 55. I remember when buses, I had on Women in the Deli laughing. I remember when buses used to run to 12:30, 1 in the morning in the 70s. When my dad was working in the mill, and Uncle stayed home. But in the situation Gary, everybody I know, it don't have nowhere to go but up. And I think it's heading up.
From your mouth to your ears, we're on the move. And look where Gary public transportation has come from.
Yep.
From the time I've been here. And it's just nothing but we're moving on up. Have any other? Okay.
Meeting be adjourned.
I
Thank
did
you,
want to
board.
show you guys,
Thank you.
this is
Thank
a
you, staff.
example of some of the shelter artwork that's gonna be going up at the end of the month.
So I think we got.
Did you see this, Leah?
Executive.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, great.
Thank you.
Yeah, you all did good. Thank you very much.